recover from the white shirts. Absolutely wonderful. They keep it alive. And then this wonderful release here from Higuain, of all people, who had been doing his defensive work. He sees the inviting area, not the man. He plays it into that area. Cristiano's onto it. Piqué's got his distances covered. But right here, he gambles. And Cristiano is just too quick for him. He bamboozles Piqué, and it's a certain penalty. There's no question about it. And that was Cristiano Ronaldo at his imperious best. And he awakens his sword of war to draw his team ahead for this fabulous footballing game. It would come on in response. Barcelona would have their own challenges for a penalty. There's contact made across the player, but the referee decides that the ball is nowhere near playing distance. It shouldn't matter. And Yarmolenko hears the boos and the whistles from the crowd. It's a contentious game in a lot of ways, but right from the first 2 minutes, Phil, Barcelona could have been ahead with an amazing shot from that man there. The number 10 was less than a 10 with his finish, but he was still brilliant. He gets pushed off of the ball here from Di Maria later on. Wonderful control. He's outside the penalty box, so I'm not so sure that that would have been called anyhow. There's questions among if he's a half an inch inside or on the line. There's an argument there, but the one I'm talking about, in the first 2 minutes, Phil, it looked like Barcelona were going to capitalise early and draw blood on Mourinho. But I just want to say that under these atmospheric conditions, this place, this Venerable Owen Stadium, is just so huge, and a big wind in the sail of Barcelona. Cristiano's team have stood up monumentally. Defensively, they've been perfect. Every little avenue of Jordi Rojas' team's been shut off. Will we see the fox in the box? That is David Villa, perhaps sooner than later.
Real Madrid now defending the goal towards the left. The Blaugrana staying put. Take a look at the lineups again. Pinto in goal, almost got to the penalty. Alves, Piqué, Puyol, and Alba, two center backs, both with yellows. Busquets, Xavi, and Cesc, Messi, Pedro, and Iniesta. Possession heavily in favor of the Blaugrana, but the key moments have come for Real Madrid.
Oh, he won it back.
Messi trying to keep it alive, but again finding the outlet pass. Uzi. 4 men back, 3 for Real. One of them is Ronaldo. Finds the trailing run of Di Maria. Hint of a handball, but Undiano says no. Khedira overruns, but another giveaway. Barcelona uncharacteristically nervous here. Saw it in the early moments with passes off target, even from the likes of Busquets and Iniesta. They were nervous at the start. Well, here comes Messi. Eludes the challenge, cuts to the inside. Arbeloa almost gives him the ball back.
Well, they do well in the end. Varane comes away with it, but he had two other players right on top of Leo. He had nobody in support of him, and he had to try to bamboozle his way through and couldn't do it. He got past the first two, but not the third, and no support for Messi.
Beautiful ball for
nobody beyond him. That's the key component for Barcelona. There's no option whatsoever beyond him. That was the big question for why is El Guahi not in? Prayers not answered.
Also on the bench, the man who really light the fire, Christian Tello, in the last game. If you're looking for someone to light a fire on the bench, they already had Tello, so there's some rumors is Jose Mourinho thought that Villa would start. When he found out he wouldn't, that's why Pepe was scratched. Tackled away. Off Ronaldo at the last touch. Good defense from Alves again.
Good refereeing as well. No complaints from Cristiano. It looked like a certain one off Danny, but then you see the last kiss off the ankle.
Diego Lopez
Cristiano.
down on the other side with Arbeloa, Ramos, Varane, and Coentrao. Khedira and Alonso backing up Di Maria, Özil, and Ronaldo, and Gonzalo Higuain, the front man. But it was his pass around Puyol into the stride of Ronaldo that set the stage for the goal. Busquets pistoning back between the two center backs. That tends to mean that Alba and Alves have been given permission, encouraged to push forward. Back for Messi. Now it's Piqué charging up the center channel. Wide for Iniesta. Draws Di Maria out and then leaves him for toast. But then Di Maria comes back. Runs past Iniesta and Alba. Still on the ball. Sends it wide for Özil.
Superlative play by Di Maria.
Higuain takes out Ronaldo. So they'll be forced to regroup. Ray, that first goal extremely important. You look at the bench, and Kaká's been playing well of late. Benzema solid, but a lot more firepower available for Barca. And maybe here might be the second.
Great
Perfectly
ball.
timed. Coentrao, but Pinto shuts him down.
Well, if Jose Mourinho is brave enough to mix up the chemistry with those substitutes that you're talking about, he's a braver man than I would ever be. The chemistry has been absolutely perfect for Real Madrid in altering that chemistry, even with the great wealth of talent that he's got, Phil. He's going to be rolling a dice.
Fabregas for Iniesta. Good step in by Khedira.
That's what I mean. Who would you take out? This team has been absolutely foot perfect and right on the mark. A frustrating night for Barcelona in front of the home fans, not getting any home calls, but they cannot expect that not to be, given Pedro coming right across. It's beautifully kept onside there by Sergi Busquets, and that's good refereeing from the man with the flag. And Coentrao sees his angle away from Pinto, but cannot pick the right spot. This is a wonderful Avatars virtuoso, and he went back 50 yards to keep possession. That's okay. It's Real Madrid just taking seconds away from the clock.
Right, this is the fourth straight match in all competitions. Barcelona's been shut out in the opening half. Piqué almost takes out Alves, but holds on in time. Now it's Fabregas. Barcelona has come back from surrendering the first goal. 5 wins and 2 draws, in fact, after being scored on first. Did it again in the last match against Sevilla. Iniesta wide. Fabregas beating Alba.
Ball.
Drops. Xavi. Now Iniesta. Pedro push down. Play on. Alves to the top of the box. Driven. Slapped aside. Busquets denied. And then Cesc can't launch it home.
Fabulous football first from Dani Alves, keeping this one alive. The pullbacks on, release, wonderful save. It's still not cleared. There was 3 more chances that came barreling in on Lopez, holding up.
He plays his line. Puyol couldn't get it, neither could Piqué.
Just a little bit too steep for the captain to come in on. Here's the first one, whipped in from Busquets. Wonderful angle here. Punched away. Goes up too high. Piqué just pulls out in time.
Guys, remember to tune into the locker room Monday nights at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Amazing week. A couple of Classicos. And also in Serie A, can Napoli close the gap on Juve, or will the Bianconeri extend the lead? And David Beckham about to play his second Classique for PSG. We'll review all of the action about your favorite teams. Locker room Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, over for Alves. Xavi and Messi And Iniesta. It's as though they've been bottled up in the midfield today. Iniesta reads the run, but Fabregas tried to pull it back and lost his balance. Deflected, but straight to the path of Iniesta. Ramos stands strong. Fabregas to Messi. Back for Cesc. Ramos again, and he pays the price.
One of the few times for Barcelona the late arriving run is picked out. Fabregas for once wriggles through the white mesh of defenders and is found by Messi. He senses something, and certainly a wonderful start for his team coming out of the locker room as Aguirre starts to limber up with Adriano. As that earlier one, wonderful fizzed-in shot, but again, the white shirts in the right place at the right time.
26-time champion out of 35 tries. Barcelona does come back. They would equal Real Madrid's record of 36 finals. But right now, Madrid more than halfway to their 37th. Good cutback. Keeping his feet, driving it across Ronaldo, but it'll have to be satisfied with the corner. Talking to Aureli Altamira.
Yeah, at what point does Aguirre come in? As I said in the first half, perhaps for Barcelona a little earlier than later, the sooner the better, because there's such a lack of options that they spearhead.
Hangs around the 6. Piqué towers over Ramos. Cleared away as Alba on the off flank, but defends it well.
One, as you said, Phil, Teo as well is a great option to come in at this point in a game. Despite the massiveness of the occasion, the young Teo got that ability against tiring players to go past, and certainly it's another option. We've seen it pay big dividends in a major way when they took on Sevilla, coming from that goal down, and a much more renewed performance, looking like the old Barcelona once Aguirre played ahead of Lionel Messi in that centre-forward position, pulling him in from a wide position to a forward attacking role, and then young Teo giving the width on this left side. Is it going to happen again?
Out to the corner off the deflection.
Villa, that's what the Coolies are shouting.
Well, they can spot it. I think Rora does too, and Tito Vilanova on his cell phone using that WhatsApp application, I'm sure, has telegraphed his intent. This will swing in towards Lopez. Lances. Iniesta denied.
Of all people, he's hardly denied. It's a bad shot by his standards, Phil. It's bouncing invitingly to Don Andres, but he misses it completely.
Play on, says the ref, as Özil goes down.
Good ball.
Busquets, Messi, Xavi Alonso clears. And it's a foot race with Puyol.
Magic.
Di Maria on his favored left.
Got a man inside.
Ronaldo in the middle. Di Maria, kick save. Pinto, Ronaldo, goal! It's 2-0 Madrid, and Barcelona's mountain gets as big as Everest.
Coolest man in the stadium, Cristiano. Real Madrid capitalized from an easy opportunity for Barcelona to pull this game level. But finding Cristiano Ronaldo in form like this is like finding an alligator in your toilet bowl. Cristiano strikes again. He's wonderfully cool under severe pressure. Take a look where this ball finds its way through from an attack deep. It's heaved over the top from Khedira. This is wonderful from the Argentina man, Di Maria, stretching Barcelona like spandex on Fort Lauderdale Beach. It drops to Cristiano, and he slingshots it home with the coolness of an assassin. Magic from Di Maria, brilliant. He puts Puyol on his back like a turtle. Cristiano settles and then calmly cushions it home with a beautiful velvet concussion of a left foot, chest, slingshot, 2-0. Pepe goes big-time disco.
Pinto almost got back, but almost the key word. It's 2-0. Villa will come in, but is it too little, too late? Just over a half hour to go, Ray, and what that goal does is eliminate the possibility of extra time. Barcelona only has about a half hour to stage a comeback if they have it in them. We saw it from Sociedad. We've seen similar from Malaga. Milan with a textbook display. Well, a few new chapters written by Real Madrid in that textbook here today. Touch for Pedro, but he couldn't get the return.
Goals from Real Madrid. There can be no arguing or even discussing the quality of Pepe's team's goals. The penalty kick, we said, was nailed on. No surprise for me. Fabregas out, Aguirre in. The second goal again, warp speed counter-attack, lightning football from Los Blancos.
And Ray, they suffered against Milan when they were pushing forward looking for an equalizer. There is not a better counter-attacking team on the planet than Real Madrid. 2-0 might look good at the end of this one. Out wide. Pedro again. Villa makes the run.
Everybody will be pointing at that, and it's the obvious, seemingly mistake. But Barcelona have always played like this, with a suicidal high line. For me, it goes to the other end of the field. And Barcelona don't have that option up front. They haven't been applying the pressure up top, and it leads to a defence at the back that's always played unconventionally. They play with sweepers at the back rather than complete defenders. But if the pressure's not applied at the other end of the field and in the midfield, then the defence looks like it's gone to wreck and ruin. A complicated set of reasons why Barcelona have fallen away this year, including the missing Tito Vilanova, of course. But nobody to pull that lasso around this team right now that's looking decidedly loose.
The other point to consider also, difference between Guardiola and Vilanova. Under Pep, Busquets would step in and cover. Out comes Lopez, smartly using his head. Now Khedira, as I was saying, Busquets would drop out when the wingbacks pushed up, giving cover to Piqué and Puyol, but he was nowhere in the picture. Puyol doing his Olga Korbut splits, but there was no one behind, and it was Ronaldo that looked like the perfect 10. Little flick from Pedro. Alves back to Xavi. And Ray, forget the boo birds, forget the whistles. The doubting Thomases will be there for quite a while if Barca can't come back here. Snapped by Pedro, but off target. Are we witnessing the end of an era?
Wonderful from Di Maria again. That's absolutely superlative football. Cristiano, well, they'll be cutting down forests to write the headlines in the newspapers tomorrow with Cristiano, if this turns out to be Real Madrid's night. But Di Maria was stupefying there with that run, and his control, and took everything into account. But listen, there's a half an hour left. Barcelona are going to put Real Madrid on the torture rack as best they can, but they have an enormous set of gears to find to move up before they do that. He's in again.
Out comes Pinto, launches himself at Ronaldo.
That's beautiful, staying on the line by Pinto. He doesn't overcommit too early, or else he would have been dead.
But Alba doesn't hold on.
Absolutely wonderful in his jackrabbit attack, but when we take a look at it again, that is marvellous keeping by Pinto. Real Madrid piling it on.
Higuain teasing in front of the Barcelona net. Mentioned in '93, it was a 1-1 draw at the Bernabeu. Real Madrid came to the Camp Nou and walked away with a 2-1 win to advance to the final. They're one goal better than that today. Looking for Villa, but Ramos standing in the way. Comes back for Pedro.
Oh!
Coentrao pushes him down, and Undiano's not going to hear it.
I think he's going down ahead of the contact, but there's been these types of calls all game long, and Undiano Malenko not buying any of it. Pedro's quickness gets him into the box. In danger. Bells ringing loud. Coentrao reaches in a little, but I don't think it was a penalty.
Battle of sixes, and Khedira beats Xavi. Poked away on that far side. Straight to Piqué.
So often you see Piqué joining in on the attack when it gets the desperation stakes. Brilliant by Messi.
Messi
Magic.
chipping it in for Piqué, but the big man couldn't get the motor started.
Take a look. They're both reaching in across for the ball. They're both looking to win the ball. There's a contact made, and it would be a hard decision had Pedro been awarded the penalty.
Whether it was leaning in for leverage or leaning in for contact. But again, Undiano, who even got in the way of a Messi run in the first half.
Well, these are close calls, Phil. Very, very close, and it's a split-second decision by the ref, but I still believe, in all fairness, that this ref's got the majority of them correct.
If not all.
Yeah, big time.
65th minute.
But there has been some very close calls. So, if Barcelona do get one a little bit in their favour, maybe the whistle is blown. They'll know that.
Messi again. Nice ball, Higuaín. Early ball for Ronaldo, but good cover by Busquets this time.
Yeah.
Puyol pleading with Roberto Diaz for an offside that wasn't coming.
Really gambling now. Barca being with Captain Carlos Puyol as the lone central defender. Piqué joining in the attack to give them a different set of varieties.
Alves for Xavi.
Bigger target and also good with his feet, Piqué.
Ray, you flip this coin around, talking about Barcelona's struggles being shown by Real Madrid. You wonder where this Real Madrid team was during their 9 losses this La Liga season.
There's a lot of people would say that. I was talking about them being alive when they beat Valencia in an astonishing performance. It's been there, but it's come out of the cupboard tonight in the most incredible circumstances, but you cannot say it's anything but less than fair scoreline. They haven't been lucky here today, Real Madrid. They've been absolutely brilliant.
Higuaín pushing that defensive line back. Coentrao under pressure. No Marcelo today, so Mourinho's chosen one getting the job done. And speaking of the chosen one, second straight brace against Barca. Midway through the second half, Busquets hooks it down. Well, Theo is available on the bench, and they might need a bit of magic, and then some. Messi from an angle. Remember, just one shot inside the box against Milan. I don't think he's even had that here today.
Those pinpoint passes, that last one from Jordi Alba, again, just not finding its target in the way that they usually do. A great tackle all
saved
day long.
What could have been a third. Higuaín was wide open in the center, drags Piqué to the corner. Not sure how to Gelsenkirchen gets the corner.
Played by Mesut. Indefatigable he's been. Not been the most inventive or creative, but frustrating night again for Cesc Fabregas.
Callejon.
That second goal allowing the special one to take one or two other varieties and trying to bottle this game up now. Callejon about to enter. What?
Headed into the corner. And it is number 3.
Magical from the big man, Varane. Rises imperiously and gets a big wet smacker from the special one. What a performance from the French. Or was going to say international, and he ain't even there yet. The promise of magic in those feet. In the header again, Varane scores just like he did in the first leg. An imperious header, one upstairs with full authority, rises above Carles Puyol and punches this one home with a big knuckle full of, what a great header. Wonderful direction, wonderful power. Look at the leap. He seems to hang in the air and defy Mother Nature. Astonishing header, astonishing scoreline, but fully and thoroughly deserved. One of Mourinho's greatest performances of all of his career. Mount Everest now on top of Kilimanjaro from Barcelona, who have been knocking on the door but finding no way through.
Deflected past Villa.
But Varane shows them how to do it at the other end. Was singing his praises in the first 10 minutes, that young kid. Absolutely wonderful defender, and he's smiling on the inside, and you can see the stardust coming out of his ear holes.
This time launched at the 6. Piqué tries to keep it alive.
Played.
Alves. Wide for Puyol, back to his roots, but he can't quite curve that cross in. What a performance this year. Varane getting the call in front of the veteran Pepe on his birthday.
They've taken the time with him. They've taken their time, Real Madrid. He takes a lot of criticism, and the methods of Real Madrid in bleeding youngsters and the lack of them into the white shirts. But when they find one like Varane, they take their time, and dividends are repaid. A wonderful performance by Gonzalo as well. Selfless as usual, strong in the attack. Played his part in a big way. Again, it's not been about individuals here today for Real Madrid. And that's what will be so heartening for them as they go to Old Trafford next Tuesday after another Clasico at the weekend back at the Bernabeu. It's been such a complete team performance. We've been seeing it entire game, and they've just built on it. They've compounded it.
And Ray, be it Villanova, be it Roda, Jose Mourinho out coaching the opposition.
Yep.
Villa coming in, but it wasn't until the second was scored. Teo coming in, but now it's 3-0.
Been the perfect storm. They didn't spend the night in Barcelona. They came in off of the bus, train, or the plane, and came in ravenous. Everything that Mourinho has touched, his formation, his inducement of a performance that is needed going on this year. La Liga seems to be a foregone conclusion. That's tucked away by everybody's opinion. Barcelona so far ahead, but the King's Cup is Barcelona's, and Real Madrid look about to snatch it away from them and head towards a cracking final.
And Ray, that could well mean 2 more Clásicos to start next season. The Super Cup, this again, the 5th meeting. There might be even more to come, not just the league showdown, but if they can get through Milan and United, but that's for another day. Here's Teo.
And this is what he gives you.
Drops back for Messi.
Now,
into the box, there was a trip, but
nothing.
Play on, Undiano with close eyes.
Wonderful from Teo again, though. Instant impact. Tired legs from Dani Alves out wide now. He's done so much on that far side.
Who's been playing solid defense and sending Ronaldo on his way. The back heel, but it was a blind pass, and Mesut had lowered.
Mesut had lost his defender. Wonderful run from the German. Cristiano not finding him, and again Varane steps in his way for another notch on his wonderful baton in the defensive mode.
Well, we talk about the flash up front, but on Ramos, Alonso, Khedira, how many times have they shut those alleys that Barcelona normally lives in?
Phil, the big questions won't be as much about that either, as we've been giving all the plaudits in the world thunderously to Real Madrid. The questions that will be asked is the lack of questioning marks inside of the area ahead of Messi. Teams starting to figure out, but Barcelona not able to go and thought they had solved it. I certainly thought that they would have went to that equation of David Villa ahead of Lionel Messi and young Teo or Alexis Sanchez out wide, but it's not to be. Run it again.
Khedira stepping up.
It's
Ronaldo back to Khedira.
Magic.
Tried to soft touch it for his compatriot, but too soft.
Wonderful from Cristiano for Khedira and Mesut. Absolutely astonishing with that stamina sapping run, and couldn't get the ball directed into his stride.
Deflected towards Teo, but Arbeloa with a good step in. That one a bit closer. Messi
tackled by the ex-Sociedad man, the red beard, Alonso.
Insertion of Thiago, pretty much throwing in the towel by Barca, but he's got talent. It would take a monumental comeback, and Iniesta didn't have the map. What a story for Diego Lopez. Lopez pretty much trapped after
uses the crossbar as his reference point, and that is absolutely huge for Mourinho. As I said at the start, the fires will be burning in Madrid, that's for sure. There'll be happy campers back there, but this was a statement game from Real Madrid, and Sir Alex Ferguson tuning in saying, uh-oh.
Little slip by Alves. Piqué there. Diego Lopez saw Villarreal get relegated, goes to Sevilla, gets hurt to start the season. Andres Palop, the old man, playing like a kid again, so he got stuck on the bench. Then the injury to Casillas, and boy, as Lopez stepped up, they're going to need him again. At least if they hope to get past United.
A profound lack of options, ideas, call it what you will, from this Barcelona attack over the last month and a half, I would say. It's been raising my eyebrows a few times throughout this season, and again, the problems that they're having are manifesting. They're very complex. It's not constructed around the regular formation, this Barcelona team, or on really any sort of regular type of defending. It's so delicate, and then one or two strands go missing in that cobweb. It looks a little bit of a mess. It's certainly being pulled down by this Real Madrid team tonight. With that, there can be no excuses. There'll be anger amongst Barcelona fans, but for Real Madrid, there'll be questions about their fans upstairs. If that is who it seemed to be, now let's not condemn. It may be just frustration from some idiots in whoever shirts. We'll not know until the inspection tomorrow, an investigation, which there will be, as that's extremely dangerous.
Saw that in the Copa Libertadores in heartbreaking fashion.
Usually the away fans are put way up high in those rafters, but there's no positive proof that it's, you don't know.
Out wide, Villa trying to find an answer, but forced to retreat. Busquets for Thiago. Right, start of the match, all eyes on Messi, one away from the legendary Di Stefano in Clasico goals, but it's been the modern Di Stefano who's put two on the board, and Varane added the third. Iniesta.
Good run.
Teo. Denied by Lopez.
You cannot blame the kid for going for the top corner. With the offside flag, I think it comes up anyhow. Yeah, just offside when the ball's played. Messi sees the ball that was going to get triggered into him, but Teo goes for the curler around Lopez, but the flag had come up rightfully. Wonderful performance from the German international. Not a show stealer here tonight because he had the company of 10 teammates that supported him like the little jewel that he is. Marvellous industry, great athleticism. That's not what he's about. Cannot even muster the energy for a smile. There you go.
Pepe to celebrate his 30th birthday. 16th Clasico appearance. He's gotten carded in 12. Only has 12 minutes to keep that streak going, but likely to step in the midfield as Khedira steps back up front. Ronaldo on a hat trick, and you know he's going to be looking for it.
Well, I tell you, Phil, individuals aside, and Cristiano certainly will be looking to gild his lily. There's not much needs to be added to this Barcelona defeat here tonight from Real Madrid.
Barca's unbeaten
Barcelona
record.
have had their scalp a lot of times and recognized the glory of beating their eternal enemy. And they've held their hands up, a lot of Real Madrid fans saying we haven't been good enough. And the boot's on the other foot tonight.
Messi just dribbled into the trap. Now Khedira into space, but it won't stay. Barca drawn against Malaga, but then bounced back with the win on the road. Real actually lost a game to Pinto's old Celta de Vigo side, but came back strong. 10 minutes remain. Teo. And even though he was offside on that last one, it's that threat up front that's been missing that creates the space behind for Messi. Tucked in by Iniesta, but Alba was running the other way.
The questioning will be starting way before the game at the weekend. It'll be probably the most decaffeinated Clasico of all time, that's for sure, because Real Madrid can arguably say we did it when it counted. We got ourselves into the final of the Copa del Rey that belonged to Barcelona, so that's going to put pride and punch in their sails alone. But what do Barcelona do? They have to adjust a good few things, or it could be two reserve teams playing in that La Liga game at the weekend, because Real Madrid know La Liga is beyond them, and Old Trafford beckons Cristiano's old stomping ground, and that one is, if not more important than this game here today. But they started their wrecking ball going. Can they keep it going into Sir Alex Ferguson's backyard? The indications are ominous for the Red Devils of Manchester when Real Madrid perform like this, so they won't be too worried about the weekend. But Jordi Alba possibly may have to be, because his team are looking a pale shadow. They've been looking tired for a while. They haven't looked the edgy team that we've known and loved. Even Real Madrid fans will recognise they have been so superb over the years. But this season, despite the fact that they're sitting so far ahead of the Primera of Spain, since their leader has suffered the tragic consequences of that horrible disease, cancer, something seems to have gone out of the hearts of Barcelona. It's mysterious and a puzzle in a lot of ways when you look at the talent that's there, Phil, in the Blaugrana shirts. It's just not coming together with that synchronicity as it used to be.
Di Maria, a solid, if not brilliant, performance here today, as he'll be a spectator on the weekend. They have a showdown after that against Deportivo at the Camp Nou, but then, Ray, you watch this, even the Sevilla match where they were able to come back was shaky. Is there an answer against Milan where they have to come back from a 2-0 deficit?
Yeah. Big questions. It's going to keep Tito and Jordi up at night.
Pepe wants a celebration. Passes the torch off to Ronaldo. Slapped away Pinto.
Just reveling in it, smiling up at the Culés, who return the compliment in a distinctly unfriendly way. Puyol does well to track him within distance. Cristiano, plenty of fizz in his hit, but Pinto down.
Xabi Alonso exits.
Marvellous performance again, alongside his other partner Khedira, and professionals recognising true warriors, but all based upon beautiful skill. Lock and load midfield player Xabi, top class yet again.
Varane, the hero in the first, scored the insurance goal here in the second leg. Won't get a chance for a third there. Again, don't forget Atletico Madrid against Sevilla. Sevilla trying to come back. Pepe. Down he goes with a touch from Busquets. Always something interesting.
He always loves getting involved with his nasty calling cards here, but not so sure that Piqué did too much wrong. Let's take a look. A flick out against Sergio, but they're both rattling away for it. He steps over Busquets again, and then goes down. All of the theatrics coming out. Pantomime.
By the way, think about that Varane goal in the first meeting at the Bernabeu that tied the score at 1 and set the stage. That was off a Mesut Ozil pass, and Ozil setting up both goals that weren't from the penalty spot here today. Nice run. Ronaldo just goes around Piqué. Maybe he was looking for Di Maria.
He probably just folded that space in front of him.
Arbeloa passing it to himself pretty much. Iniesta with Teo, can't get it there. Play on, says Undiano. Against Sevilla, Jordi Rora had been saying that the fans in Barcelona needed to get out of their seats, make some noise. Well, the only ones making noise right now are those from the upper deck.
No, the fans were in full battle cry right from the first whistle, in 10 minutes before the first whistle. And Barcelona responded, coming out of the traps, absolutely wonderfully. And then Real Madrid started locking down on them, moment by moment, minute by minute, and built on their lead emphatically and with authority. I don't think you can blame this crowd that's been subdued by Real Madrid's classy performance here tonight. I was expecting a little bit more bottle edge in this game, to be honest. It really wasn't that sort of game. There was some questioning calls from this referee, but I think that's what they were. They were questioning calls, and they'll be complaining about it perhaps in the partisan Barcelona papers, but I think they'll give credit as well for saying it wasn't anything too obvious for this referee to look into in terms of penalties and game-changing decisions.
Makes up for the poor touch against Essien. Alba wide for Teo. Need to work on these next few minutes and the next two matches to try and polish their skills. Iniesta. All Piqué had to do was stick a boot out, but he couldn't get it. The shot intended. Maybe a bit further than it first appeared.
Real Madrid fans absolutely bellowing upstairs and getting the whistles back from Barcelona, but who can blame the merengues for absolutely getting their castanets out tonight and shaking them. As I've said before, there will be some serious hoochie-coochie going on back in the bedrooms of Madrid tonight, and a bottle of champagne as well. It's been champagne football from the Whites.
Let's be honest, in many ways, though, it's nice to get the cup back, but for Jose Mourinho, if there is any chance for him to come back next year, you think he almost needs to come up with a double.
Oh, the King's Cup's nice. The cup with the big ears is quite something else, but that will be induced by knowing that it'll be Real Madrid's 10th decima.
Met by Alba, and there goes the shutout. But little to salve the wounds tonight.
Very much so. Again, you don't go away from their usual football, and they will not. The next time his team play, there'll be no real great variation. It'll be this type of precision football, but it's just been too lacking in numbers tonight. Again, the penetration behind Messi from Jordi Alba on the run. There hasn't been too many of those runs for the last several games. When it's right, it's a work of art.
90th minute. The goal from Varane looking even bigger now, though. Busquets to Iniesta. Barcelona a bit more purpose in their stride. Needed more on it to find Messi. Thiago. Villa. I have a feeling it will be a different look against Milan in the second leg. La Liga, as you said, almost wrapped up. They're going to need to do something differently.
Well,
Busquets.
like I say, Phil, that's a sure.
Villa.
Maybe a slight variation, but we were expecting that ahead of this kickoff, and they didn't go to anything else other than their own way. It's the way Barcelona do it. They live and die by that sort. They just do. But it's certainly got to find that missing letter in this formula. It's gone a little bit off kilter lately.
Maybe not intentionally, but Essien pass off to Ronaldo and gets it back. The goal from Alba ending the shutout. Now 12 straight Clásicos where both teams have scored. Messi offside. Just a couple minutes left of time added on. And that one a bit questionable. But Diego Lopez was there.
So half a step off.
David Villa tripped up. Maybe one thing that could provide a spark. Again, supposedly healthy enough to play, but it would have been asking a lot. Eric Abidal back on the roster. But they need more than an emotional lift after this.
From that angle, very deceptive. Fair. Congratulations to Mourinho from the Barcelona man.
Piqué.
Mourinho goes into the catacombs of Camp Nou, have his glass of wine.
Somewhere Alex Ferguson probably doing the same.
No, I'm not so sure. It might be a
Alka-Seltzer?
yeah, really.
Well, different sort of bubbly.
Alex watching this is going to have some really grave concerns for his team. But Red Devils got it in them as well. So should be a wonderful Champions League showdown at OT.
Kind of figure, especially the way Barcelona's been playing, if there's anyone that can come away with points right now at Old Trafford, it would be Real. More resolve, I think, than bitterness. Barcelona will be back. But this one is in the books, and Real Madrid is in the final.
Let the questioning begin, but let the plaudits know that Real Madrid showed up with a 5-star performance that would have graced Barcelona. Not a Barcelona type of performance from Real Madrid, but mirror opposites in a lot of ways. But you cannot do anything else than raise your big sombreros, Barcelona fans, to this team that was primed on the night, came through and performed like absolute titans. Incredible. This was the go-ahead goal from the Dark Invader, who was superlative in his threats going forward. Perfect penalty. It was fairly given, in my opinion. Piqué diving in. This one, Khedira just gets it out of dodge, but look at Di Maria stretching the defence and then always seeing that white shirt.